Hello everybody, I'm playing the esports visual novel SC2VN. It's a visual novel about StarCraft and South Korea and the people who play it. If you are new to esports or StarCraft, you can watch a short voice-acted scene that will introduce you to professional StarCraft, or you can watch a scene later in the extra menu that right into action. I'm assuming everyone knows what StarCraft is, because I've actually played quite a bit of it, and I imagine about everybody has, so let's go ahead and hop into it. If you haven't, just look up a video of StarCraft, you'll see instantly. In SC2VN, you select the gender of your main character, Matt. Guy. The choice will mostly impact how he or she appeals. The story different as all minor. Now select your character. Obviously, I'm choosing the male. Begin the story. Yes, I want to play the male character. I do not need to rethink my choice. Nope. I'm going to play male. Alright, let's play. Let's do this. There's a certain feeling that every StarCraft player gets before they lose. Most try to ignore it at first, and inevitably it's just another challenge to fight through. Like their past mistakes, don't count if they just try a little bit harder. It's a natural thing to believe, otherwise contradicts the hours he spent practicing. Still, every player must eventually come to terms with the fate that they have queued up for another game, or maybe that they flew across the world for nothing. I haven't met many players that can take a loss in stride. It's painful, it's punishment, it's proof that you're the best isn't always enough. Long after my elimination, I remain at my PC with the blank look in my eye. Clicks shoot from my fingers as I leap from the page to page. A tournament update mentions my loss in the passing, but no one acknowledges it. My frustrations fade. I'm left only with guilt. I don't know why I have him in British, but whatever. I should have practiced harder. I could have considered sticking around to watch the final few games, but they not in my stomach persuaded me to avoid any more stress. People are nice enough to the foreigner with a heart to attempt a Star League qualifier, but without a win, I'm just one more in a long line of losers. No. I understand you must win, and that kind of stuff. Wait one sec, I'll read this first. 100 spend their best years chasing the esports dream, 1 in 50 make it. This is for those that don't. 1 in 50 did not make it. Every game of StarCraft begins the same. Gather resources, trade a worker, construct a building, rally an army, defend a base, contest the map, turn something small into something more. This game is punishing, it's stressful, it's draining, it builds up, it tears you down. It's not for everyone, it might not even be for me. How many of your chances am I going to get? Was that my last? Oh, the feeling is back. Ha! Why am I still trying? Why can't I quit? My fist rattles. The desk sent a plastic bottle onto the floor with my chin in hand. I throw myself into match replay. Open the menu, escape to view the glossary. Okay. I force down the message breath. Losing a throwaway ladder game shouldn't bother my rank too much. Ladder, if you didn't know, it's like the competitive grind. Like, just competitive. Try to get up in the ladder. Try to get higher up. The better players you fight. Yeah, just in case if you didn't know. Scout Dental of my poor control of my final fight gave me the opportunity to the opponent the edge. In retrospect, my mistakes seem obvious, which it always does. If you ever watch your old replays of any competitive game you play, you'll see there's a lot of mistakes you make. You just don't pick up while you're playing it because you're too focused on the game. So try to pay attention to that stuff. Watch your replays, get better at the games. I played a lot of Dota 2. I played StarCraft. I play a lot of competitive games like Overwatch. And I understand completely. Watch your replays. Watch your replays. Best way to get better for those that are watching. I toyed with the conclusion that he was hacking before I realized that I'm just making excuses. No, I should have been able to win that one. Despite the Grandmaster badge next to my handle, I find myself too obnoxious to queue up for another game. The loss of the victory stall out of qualifier earlier today isn't helping my mindset. I comb my tiny room with a look, restless and unmotivated. Sitting alone in a dark room for extended periods of time is incredibly depressing. A fact I learned only when it became a significant part of my life. Only one thing is certain, I've got to get out of here. After double checking that my apartment door is locked, I hustle down the stairs onto the sidewalks. The lights grow with each and every step of shining in the skylight. Catching pop beats, and posters of flawless models dominate streets after street. Foot traffic is thick and impatient. Seoul Tower stands tall from the distant hilltop. If you guys didn't know, Seoul is the biggest StarCraft place on the planet. That's where all the main StarCraft 2 events is played. It's the main place you go to play StarCraft. So, just so if you didn't know. But even the lingering excitement of the life in a faraway place can't dredge me out of my hopelessness. Sometimes, especially on the days like this, I regret pursuing esports, as I thought I've had more time than I care to admit about coming to South Korea. Even saying that I know that I can't keep myself from competing, it's in my nature. And truth be told, this damn game is the only thing I'm good at. What is StarCraft? Some respond to that with the explanation of game mechanics and storyline. There's other popular answers too that requires the dexterity of the pianist alongside the strategic thinking of the chess player. Maybe that's what StarCraft is most people. But to the hundreds who crave out living on it, StarCraft isn't such a simple thing. It's an embodiment of the competition of a perfect playing field. No need to athletic genes, rapid parents, tutors, or expensive summer camps. You pick up the game on your own, you learn, you improve, you work. If you get good enough, you become a god. And if you fail, you stay a nobody. Well, the truth is, you're only as good as your mindset is and how much you're willing to put into it. Like, for example, Siegel. He's really freaking good at Overwatch. You know why? Because he plays a really crap ton of it. He plays it non-stop. He watches his match replays. He listens to his team. You have to do this kind of crap if you ever want to get good at the game. Same thing goes with Shader 2K and, what's that other player's name that I saw recently that was really good? I think it might have been Rain. I think that was the name. But they're all really good Genji players, all really good. You just have to stick with it. You have to play a lot. If you ever want to get good at esports or any game in particular, you have to play a lot. I stopped playing Dota for a while and I got trash. Just trust me on it. You got to continue playing if you ever want to get good. But sometimes you have to take breaks from it, or else you will just start making mistakes and you just don't know why. You have to take a short little break and come back to it. You can't just constantly play it non-stop. And if I don't qualify the VSL next month, I'll be back home at square one. I'll be nothing. But hey, at least I play video games all day. But yeah, I've had a lot of experience with esports games. So just so you know, I have a lot of ice. And my friend just called me a fag. Okay, are you completely sure you haven't forgotten anything? Do you have enough money for the cab when you land? Are you sure that the apartment's got enough money? Is your cell phone charged? Do you brought an extra charger, right? Mom, I'm fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. Remember, there won't be any want to do your laundry, cook your meals, or wake up when you oversleep. Budget well. You have 2 months. I won't hear anything about a loan for the first flight home. It takes effort to keep a frown from my face. I'm certain that my parents... Wait, I don't have to keep that voice up anymore. It takes effort to keep a frown from my face. I'm certain that my parents came to see me off only so that they could say they did. I've already sunk entirely of my savings into this. Now isn't the time for second thoughts. My dad gestures towards the security line and taps his watch twice. Go on. The sooner this is over with, the better. Oh, come on, come back in one piece, hon. Nothing comes when I think how to respond, so I only nod without another word. My parents walk away. He has to make his own mistakes. Exactly. I tighten my fists, pace quickening. Quickening. Even though I want to prove everyone who's doubting me wrong, I'm tired of losing for no one's sake but my own. With the sun long set, overhead signs watch the streets in color. I've wandered so far that I walk back to my apartment would take almost half an hour. My renewed drive to practice my craft drives my search for a place to play. It's not long before I see the words I'm looking for. PC Bank. The amount of foot traffic suggests this pretty popular internet cafe. A sign on the front window reads Golden Zone Fire. Though I've visited them a few times, PC Bangs are one of the things that interested me most about Korea when I first got into StarCraft. Duking it out in champion status from the neighborhood cafes, old school cool. Like the type of western where the sheriff defends his own turf against upstates and outlaws. It's an idea that a little bit outdated these days. Most StarCraft 2 competition takes place either online or in broadcast studios. I admit I've daydreamed of being born in a decade earlier, playing the original esport Brood War during the rise alongside the PC Bang. A better time, or so they say online. Hey, look, Pudge. There's Pudge. I trundled up the stairs, passed through the doorway, immediately stuck by my side of the place. There has been at least 80 computers. Dude, that'd be awesome. The crowd is too large for even the ordinary evening. There are more people than there are computers even. I indulge my curiosity for the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of StarCraft 2 behind someone's shoulder. Excuse me, is there an event going on? The guy turns around, looks at me like I'm speaking something other than Korean. After a brief silence, he responds, "Are you new or something? How have you not heard of All Out Attack?" "Yeah, I'm new. Just asking." He hums and glances away for a moment. Though he doesn't apologize, he does fill me in. Golden Zone Fire hosts a dark StarCraft 2 tournament called All Out Attack once a month. It's one of the few places you find decent players outside of Online Cup or a Star League. Used to be a Brood War tournament, actually. I see. Thanks, man. Who are you here to cheer for? I wish these motherfuckers would stop messaging me while I'm recording a video. I should have turned off my Steam. He only stares in response. The guy walks away with a shake of his head and mumbling something about foreigners. The back of his shirt sports a Korean Pro Gamer Association logo. Oh, we must be a Brood War fan. None of the StarCraft team under KBGA's regulations compete in anything except the original game Brood War. Understandably, they don't want to fracture a scene they worked hard to build up. And that's luckily for those of us trying to keep from drowning in the game that's already deep with talent. KBGA's player trained for unbelievably hours. Well, I came here to practice. Now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so if what a guy said is true. A few stares followed me as I walked forward to put my name on the sign-up sheet. I must look for the tourists and over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go aboard in esports, but most come to South Korea only once and they have the results or fame. After paying for an hour's worth of PC time in the front desk, I settled for a station that has a mouse and keyboard similar to the setup back home. A few minutes later, I joined my opponent's game lobby, but just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I check his profile to see if he's ranked midway through the Master League. Not a bad player for a casual player. He seems eager enough to to be by the rate he's spamming go go in the pre-game chat, the game gets underway. Once I confirm that I am ready, workers, miners, investment gas, and the command center, I start out in every match with only these resources at my disposal. It's my job to turn them into something that I can defeat my opponents with. Generally, that means I need to build structures capable of training units for an army. My build order determines how I end up in the matchups play out. Yeah, you gotta build in certain ways for certain games. This game, I've opted for a quick Hylian attack, not only with the offer my chance to deal some damage to my opponent, but also allows me to scout, which scouting is very important to see what your opponent has. Oh, but it seems I don't have to worry about my opponent when for a greedy build order, focus entirely on his economy instead of his army. Yeah, you don't want to go that with Zerg. You want to try to go for the Zerg Rush typically. If you like the Zerg Rush, you want to get about 5 or 4 Zerglings, and you want to try to get as much resources as possible. Then you want to make a hatchery and a spawning bed, and then you want to make Zerglings. They're really fast dudes that just attack everywhere. And then you send those guys all to attack their base, start attacking their workers, and then you just starve them because they will use most of the resources before you can kill them. Zerg Rush tactic. If you guys didn't know, that's what it is. Unfortunately for him, the match isn't going to last long enough for the risk to pay off. My Hylians make a short work of a single queen and a handful of Zerglings. With his front line out of the way, I'm free to rush into the mineral line and roast his workers, denying him the resources he needs to muster an army. Facing down a marine enforcement, it's not long before the Zerg opponent types out the letters GG EZ. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety floods out of my body. StarCraft is tense and isn't an exaggeration to say that there's never a moment to relax until the game's over. The same thing goes with pretty much most competitive games. You gotta stay focused. You gotta keep your head in the game. You gotta keep going. You can't ever, chill in a competitive game. That's what quick play's for. That's what the practice games are for. If you want to relax somewhat and just play the game and have fun with it, do that. But when you're competitive, you gotta try your best, always. Bristling with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent, and it's Excel. I draw my lips in a line and let my shoulders slough. Welp, that's the end of the tournament run. Excel is one of South Korea's strongest Terran players. He is well known for his old school cred, balanced playstyle, and friendly banter. Alright, guys, gotta give me a second. Reading that much, that fast, it dries my throat out. He lost in the round of the 8 of the last. Wait, he lost round of 8 of the last season's VSL. A respectable finish. He's not a high-paying one. From what I remember, SL was a damn good Brood War player, but he was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year. So it makes sense that he switched it. While I'm considering what sort of rush I should do to steal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn. Excel, so you are the foreigner. And I find none other than the man himself standing there. This is a bit surreal considering I've followed SL's play for about as long as I've been into StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Yeah, I think we play next round. I'm Mech. I'm a Terran. He misses a beat before regaining his smile. I likely surprised that I understood, and then answered him. Yeah, I saw you won your game. Not bad. It's not common to see foreigners at all attack. Are you on a team? I'm not. Trying to find one though. I'm sure you know how that goes. I grin stupidly, which SL doesn't seem to mind. He pauses, scratches his cheek before responding. Wait, I'm gonna pick a different voice for this guy. Well, look, good luck. Don't expect another easy match. You too. I mean, thanks. God damn it. At least he laughed. My stress from before is mostly gone. Okay, let me stop my tongue tightness. If I lose, big deal. I'm expected to lose. If I win, I beat Excel. Never have the mindset you're gonna lose. If you have that, you already gave up. I don't care what people say. I've played so many games of Dota where people said GG 5 minutes in the game, they already gave up, and I just mute them. Once I hear the GG, I mute them. And I start playing the game, just get into it, and just start farming and pushing towers, killing heroes, and we eventually just get to a point where we had the advantage and we win. And then I unmute them at the end of the game, and I'm like, look, don't give up so easily in the game. I didn't say anything whenever you first said it's GG, because I will not be able to convince you until we actually won. But yeah. I'm chewing over which cheese I should perform before finally deciding just to play a standard. I shouldn't squander the rare chance to practice against a top player. If you don't know what cheese is, it's like coming up with weird tactics. It's really different, but you know, just it's like a gimmick sort of, if you don't know what cheese is. He and I banter back and forth in the pre-game lobby for a bit before the game gets underway. Old school Brew Ward Terran plays classic Marine tank style, probably about to crush me. No, don't give up, man. I haven't gone up against a player as strong as Excel in a while. There's probably wasn't a single person at the VSL qualifier at his level. That only makes a potential victory all the more tantalizing. It's a chance to prove to myself that I've got what it takes. Even if I decided on playing standard, I've still gotten a decision to make how to execute my mid-game strategy. This map is so well suited for my Hylian attack. I've had plenty of room to poke around around his expansion since a lack of choke points. An attack of air, an attack might... Oh, I can't even English. An attack by air might also be a strong option. The distance between our bases is relatively long by land, but it'll take Banshees less than 5 seconds to travel through the mine to his. I'm confident with both styles. It's just a matter of how I want to execute the attack. Oh, I'm actually getting to make a choice. I'm going to air soul attacks. I cut all extraneous units production to get out of the Banshees as soon as possible. The earlier I'm about to hit, the less chance the Excel will have for the right defenses. With my Banshee in a route, I clear out a path to his base with a handful of Marines. Denying information to make my opponent is important, even if I don't plan to attack from the blind spot. He seems to have the right choice, as his Marines are out of position when my Banshees arrive to his base. I managed to secure a few workers kills before I order a retreat. Since I don't lose my Banshees, Excel has spent minerals on air defenses. Knowing that, I prepare to transition to a full ground army. This game is going insanely well, though Excel took his expansion before I did. The damage he took puts us on even footing. I follow up with the army of Marines, Marauders, and dropships, the bread and butter of most Terran players. Since I cleared the space between our bases, he's in the dark about the timing of the attack. There's a solid chance I could do enough damage to hear it in the game. But I have arrived outskirts of Excel's expansion. One of his dropships upload a handful of Marines in the base. Tish, that's going to slow down my ability to reinforce. Whoa, shit! With my focus on the drop in my main, Excel rushed into the army I left outside of his base. While I wasn't paying attention, he's got the concave formation on me. And this is like that. My advantage evaporates. Though I managed to stay in the game for a bit longer, Excel wisely guards his lead by immediately taking a third base. Soon enough, his economic advantage is reflected in the size of his army. After my blunder, Excel's play was airtight. There really wasn't anything for me to do. With a groan, I offer a GG and concede the match. Don't concede matches. I didn't exactly throw my lead, but I got seriously outplayed. Fantasizing about a victory would have felt doesn't help me keep my mind out off the loss. Knowing that I did my best only helps so much more. But not a moment later, SL turns the corner with a smile and a raised brow. Good game, man. You're actually not bad. I assumed you were here for fun or something. Oh, thanks. I'm here for fun, though. You play well. I'm surprised. Most foreigners don't hit timings like that. Good vision control, too. And your scouting was top-notch. You're not on a team, are you? At least staying at a team house? Oh, are you studying abroad? Nothing like that. I'm staying here by myself in an apartment by the VSL Studios. God, can't speak. So you came to Korea alone and on your own dime, and you're not just visiting? Yes. I do my best not to seem awkward about my answer, but the reason I worry disappears when Excel smiles. It takes some serious guts to move out here like that. I can't think of a single person who made it out here on their own. A few nearby competitors watch our conversation. It's probably not often that SL gives his attention to the random nobody he crushes early in the bracket. I've got some time before my next game. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. Oh, sure. With a nod, SL leads me from the PC area to the back of the cafe. We pass a number of known players on the way there, most lounging around no differently than the cafe's other patrons. Maybe they aren't different. I guess they're even professionals like to kick back with a tangle of chords and rush caffeine every now and then. Games should be all business of all times, although I bet the KBGA executives disagree. Excel comes to stop away from the constant tapping on the keyboards. He then plops himself into a seat against the wall and invites me to join him with a wave of his hand. As I take my seat, I look up and find someone I recognize at his side. Jet, a Zerg and former VSL champion. She won StarCraft 2's very first grand final back in the beta a year ago. She might have been the game's most famous player. Her flippant and inflammatory antics have made her somewhat controversial figure. She rarely GGs and isn't afraid to talk trash on stage. And there she is, just sitting there. It's all I can do not to stare. A smile plays on her lips when I glaze past me to Excel. Excel? Seriously, stop promising me autographs as a reward for beating you. Hilarious. I can understand, by the way. Who are you up against this next round? Some Zerg dishwasher on LHT/. Look, I hate Z versus Z. Zet rolls her eyes back to me. After a brief appraisal, she lifts her chin and speaks a single word. Name? What? Oh, I'm Mark. Oh, Mac. A Terran. I'm on. Well, I'm teamless. Jeff shifts her glaze back to Excel as if to ask, why did you bring this noob back here? But before she can actually say something, Excel comes to my defense with an easy smile. Hey, cool. But the judgment until you've seen him play. Plus, you ever hear of a foreigner that came out here alone just for StarCraft? My man here did. You have to admit, that's brave. If that endorsement wasn't convincing enough, he offers one of his classic grins for a good measurement. The response seems to be satisfy her for now. While I try to keep from showing anything that contradicts Excel's assessment, Set aims her attention back at me. Didn't see your name on the list of the people who made it past the VSL qualifier. How did you place? I lost my second lost my second to last match. Qualifier before that, I dropped out in the final game of the last series. 2 attempts without making it, huh? Hard to tell much from that. Mainly depends on the bracket you had. How do you live out here with no team? Do you stream or something? I used to stream, but I don't get that enough viewers to make any money. My following is pretty small. Small is an understatement, non-existent, closer to truth. So, your parents pay for everything? No, I'm here on the summer job earnings and a little bit of extra cash from my grandparents. How lucky, I never got handouts. This isn't going very well. Still, Excel looks collected as ever, watching with a smile as the interrogation continues. Did you play Brood War? Not really. I mean, I had a copy as a kid, but I wasn't good. I had to cheat to even finish the campaign. Oh, then you were only a little bit worse than Jet. Jet scrawls silently at the jab. It's true that 2 years later she spent playing to Brood War were mostly unremarkable. Then, this is your first try at professional gaming. When I nod, she gives me a hard look. Why are you out here? What do you mean? I'm sure you're aware of the chances. It's been more than 5 years since foreign pro gamer accomplished anything noteworthy in Korea. I know she's getting it at, but it's not like I have any particular great or unique answer. I scratch behind my head and look away. I mean, why else? I want to become better at StarCraft. Everyone knows Korea is the place to do it. And why is that? Well, because the best players are there. I didn't get to finish. You just interrupted me. Okay. No, I'm asking why you want to become better. It feels like she's forcibly extracting the truth from me. All at the same, I can't leave her expression unanswered. I do my best to avoid showing the embarrassment I felt in an honest response because I want to be a champion or at least show I can compete at that level. Everyone who plays this game wants that, don't they? So, you're right about one thing. Every idiot that makes the Grandmaster and takes a map off of a good player thinks they're pro gaming material. A champion, huh? She clicks her tongue and sighs, but doesn't seem displeasant. Well, at least at the more so than often. I wouldn't have much ground to stand on if I disagree with her. Jet is one of the few who has accomplished what the rest of us dream about. Don't be so harsh. His style is solid, and he stood toe-to-toe with me for a while. With enough time, he could compete. What do you think? Why don't you practice with him a bit? I could. Little harm is giving him a chance. Well, back up. What just happened? Did he say practice? And did she say yes? Excel answers her with pleased expression. Jet takes a moment to stretch out before again crossing his arms against his chest. Stop staring and say something, Mac. Sound of my name wakes me up from the stunned silence, and I jolt upright and offer a flurry of nods. What was that? Oh, my controller. That was perfectly timed. Sorry, I say yes. I definitely say yes. Jet and Excel watch me in silence until I lowered myself back into my seat. Take some determination to come out here alone. Let's see you translate that into wins, huh? With a thumbs up, it settled that somehow I found myself with one of the best practice partners in the world. I really hope this isn't just a novelty of playing with some random foreigner. Excel is about the time to get back in the all-out attack. Wouldn't you want to get DQ'd if we're be matching in the semis? Oh god. Can you be certain that didn't lose the Mac already? What is this? Was my way of saving face. Oh god, I can't even English. Funny, have you lost at a foreigner even once? Hey, you never know who's playing on the barcode account. You sure you don't want to post split final offer? Collude with you? Not a chance. What about Mac? Gonna stick around? PC bang with the bustle of tournament isn't great training environment. The bracket will probably take a few hours to work through to. No, I'm going to head home and get a lot of practicing done tonight. Leaving already? Well, hey, it's good to meet you, man. Be a golden zone fire tomorrow morning. We'll find out how if you're overhyped. Will do. I'll rise and offer them each a nod and thanks before heading towards the PC area. The last thing I see in a vague smile from Jet, and she leans over and whispers something in Excel. I squeezed my way through the growing crowds and managed to make it through the doorway leading outside. When I hit the streets, I met a cool breeze and a rush of voices and sound and lights. This is it. A shot. One final shot to make it happen. One last chance to live the life I want. I quicken my pace and eager for comfort of the dark room and bright monitor. This is a day that as everything changes. I like that visual novel a lot. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to do your best. You have to always strive for greatness. If you want to be good, you have to put the effort in. Well, I'm going to end this episode here. I'm definitely going to record more of this, but I feel like that was good enough for the first episode. Peace out, homies.